First, I would say, Judge Jackson, that I thought that President Biden got it right yesterday. He tuned in and watched the proceedings and said you showed both grace and dignity. I've used the phrase grace under pressure, and it's been referred to by many people. This is a tough assignment, and many have risen to the challenge, but none as well as you did yesterday. Thank you for doing it so much. I would just say this, much of what we heard from a handful of senators yesterday has to be put in context. The overwhelming majority of senators on both sides, I thought, were asking appropriate questions and positive in their approach and respectful of the nominee before us. But for many of senators, yesterday was an opportunity to showcase talking points for the November election. For example, all Democrats are soft on crime, therefore this nominee must be soft on crime. Well, you've made a mess of their stereotype. The endorsement of the Fraternal Order of Police, the International Association of Chiefs of Police, just doesn't fit with their stereotype of a Harvard grad, black woman who is aspiring to the highest court in the land. But you earned it. Law enforcement is on your side because you've been on their side at critical moments. And your family has dedicated a big part of their lives to law enforcement, and you obviously believe it at your core. You said that over and over again. So the soft on crime charge, which leads all others, falls on its face. The second thing is that you are somehow out of the mainstream when it comes to child pornography cases. And of course, that gets down to the question of sentencing and your choices in sentencing. It is difficult, if not impossible, for each of us to put ourselves in your place when you are facing all the totality of facts concerning a certain defendant, then looking at your requirements under the law as enacted by Congress and trying to do the right thing to keep America safe, but to meet justice. You are in the same place as 80% of federal judges when it comes to sentencing on child pornography cases. 80%. And of course, Congress is not without fault. We have failed to pick up the responsibility that was assigned to us some 17 years ago when the Supreme Court decided that the basic guidelines would not be mandatory on judges. We should have stepped in at that point. But it's a tough, hard, controversial subject, and we've stayed away from it. And what has happened is the judges have tried to make do with a fractured situation where they have guidelines that are advisory, they have opinions coming to them about sentencing from the government, as well as from probation office and others. So I would say that the bottom line is this. You have done what 80% of the judges have done. You're in the mainstream of sentencing when it comes to child pornography cases. I also think it's ironic that the senator from Missouri who unleashed this discredited attack refuses to acknowledge that his own choice for federal judge in the Eastern District of Missouri has done exactly what you did. You also have been criticized as having been wrong to be a public defender or even to be in a law firm representing a Guantanamo detainee. It's interesting that Republican judges, very conservative ones, don't see this as a blemish on your character. They understand, as we do, that the Sixth Amendment creates a responsibility that people have a right to counsel. You have exercised that responsibility in your professional life.